My brother yelled at me last night for sending him MP3s instead of waves of my voice tracks.
We're all Blade Runner now, and I'm Tom Hanks. I'm Blade Runner and Tom Hanks. We're all Mewtwo now. Yeah, I heard Ryan Gosling
I heard it was as slow and as good as the original.
We're all Blade Runner 2049 now.
No, did you see it?
Well, it's not a real snuff
not-
film.
you're
It's not a real snuff film.
We're all snuff film now. We're all the Poughkeepsie tapes now.
Oh, I certainly hope not.
Don't
I liked
at
when
me.
Tom Hanks said, we're all
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Off the Air, episode 42, everyone. I am Noah, your wonderful host this evening, joined by the other wonderful hosts, Dan and Jackson. Jackson's going to be quiet for a
objectively
minute
not evening.
because
It's objectively
mind,
not evening.
In my mind, it's evening because that's the best time for a radio program, and
Is
podcasts are almost a radio program.
I feel like there's something to be said for like morning talk shows.
I was about to say I don't want to be a morning talk show though, because most of them are just not my scene.
To be fair, most of them are very heavily politically motivated,
Speaking
and
of
we
morning
are,
talk show
except
bits.
for Jackson,
Mhm.
not politically motivated.
I just want to kill rich people.
There it is.
You also want to kill that salad, am I right?
Ayo! All right, Jackson. The audience wants to know. Make the audience hungry. What salad are you eating?
It's a
What do you got?
spicy chicken Caesar salad.
That actually
Where'd you
sounds
get it from?
fantastic.
It's from Sheets.
Dang.
I have not negative feelings towards Sheets. I just have vaguely amused feelings about Sheets.
I was just driving by and I stopped by, got a drink and a salad.
Nice. You said you had a morning talk show bit.
Anybody want to know what that drink is?
Is it part of Jackson's beer corner?
Yeah, I gave you a slight spoiler. That wasn't the beer because...
You did, but it's okay because we weren't recording.
Okay, yeah. I gave Dan a slight spoiler. Noah, take a guess as to what this beer is.
Is it Derailed Ale, Black Cherry Cream Ale by Erie Brewing Company?
No.
Dang, that's what I have. I was really hoping that it would be what you had.
Damn, what would the odds have been for
Think
that? That would have been
simple.
amazing.
Yingling?
Simpler.
Bud?
Hey,
Simpler.
Water?
Or
Miller?
Bud Light. Functionally water. I didn't just get Bud Light. I saw this and I felt almost like I had a point of pride to taste it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my cat has entered the room. Hello.
That also felt like it was a point of
Yeah,
pride.
she just had, like, the door was shut, I think. I guess, like, the latch didn't take or something, because she just had butted it open. It goes, meow. Hello. Sorry I shut you out, but you're noisy. Alright, so, it's not just Bud Light.
What
It
do you got in
is
Jackson's beer corner?
Bud Light Lemon Tea. Now,
Oh.
yeah, I know, eerily similar to the beer I've been raving on about lately, which was Avita Brewing's Subtlety, a golden ale brewed with Earl Grey tea leaves and a hint of lemon. Now,
Yeah.
I'm actually just finding out that tea beers are a thing. Which I feel like I've been lied to.
Because you thought Twisted Tea was the only tea beer?
No, I just thought Twisted Tea was bad.
Oh, I mean, it is.
Yeah, it is. So, tea beers are just a thing. There's a place called Wild Ohio, which is like a brewery out of Columbus, and they brew like a whole slew of tea beers, and I really want to get my hands on some of them. There's like a blueberry tea beer I heard about. But that is besides the point for right now. We're just going to talk about Bud Light Lemon Tea. Now, there's a 95% chance you did not hear the crisp sound of me twisting off the lid. Between my cat meowing and me drinking this Arizona that I also opened and me eating a chicken Caesar salad, it's
Not super likely.
Yeah, the problem with beer that'll just twist off is that there's no theatrics. Like a can, you got like the nice snap. A bottle opener, like you got like, you can hear it, and then like the cap hits the floor. It's a nice sound. But a twist off cap, you don't really get anything out of it.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Twist off caps are objectively terrible.
I can like
At
clink
least
it
when you,
against this pint glass on my desk if you want.
Nice.
There you go.
This beer is overwhelmingly okay.
Overwhelmingly okay.
Overwhelmingly okay. Like it's not good. It's nowhere near as good as Subtlety, but it's cheaper. It's more readily available, and I could probably down 6 of these in no time at all with no problems. It's just lemon. It's actually kind of sweet. Like it's got some real sugar to it.
Huh.
I don't know if it's added sugar, or if it just kind of tastes like that, so maybe the lemon is giving me like a brain lie. It's way more lemony than it is tea-y. Whereas like Subtlety is way more tea than it is lemon. This is way more
Yeah.
lemon than tea, but there's still both there.
Makes sense.
I don't know. Bud Light lemon tea. It's not good, but you can probably get it wherever you're at. So I don't know. Give it a try.
It probably exists. No, did you want to do your own beer corner? It sounded like you kind of did.
No, I just happened to have this because my boss doesn't drink, but someone gave him 2 of these beers, the Erie Brewing Derailed Ale, and because he doesn't drink, he gave them to me.
Nice.
All right. Would you guys like to do my morning talk show bit?
Yeah, let's do your morning talk show bit.
Let's do your morning talk show.
Before we started recording,
I
I read off a funny news headline to you guys that was in a devastating blow to the reveal of Sony's PlayStation 5, Microsoft unveils PlayStation 6. Very funny. It's from The Onion. The Onion obviously being a famous satirical news site.
Do we have to explain The Onion?
I think you
in this year of our Lord 2019.
I think you still do. I should have clicked the article the other day, and my dad was like, "Well, what's this?" And I was like, "It's joke.
It is a good funny.
It's joke. It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?" Okay, so here's the challenge: is this a real news headline or is this a headline from The Onion?
Oh, I do love this challenge.
See, I'm actually split. I don't know if this is a morning talk show bit or if this is just like a Rhett Link bit. Because like if
it sounds like a little bit of both.
If I was like turning the AM radio and this was on, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds right. But I feel like if I was turning to like Good Mythical Morning and this was on, I'd be like, this makes more sense now.
I would agree, but I think that fits for both.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so first headline: 2 men save shark from choking on moose.
I'm gonna go with real. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's just ridiculous enough to be real.
You guys are correct. That is real. 2 men.
Yeah.
I have links to all these articles, but I'm not gonna actually read the full article because that would take way too long. But you guys are correct.
Throw the links to us so that Noah can put it in the description if people are like, I really need to see this article.
It's like 40 links.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's never stopped us before.
Just Google if you really care about the 2 men who saved a shark from choking on moose, you can just Google it. It happened.
That's work.
It's work to click on the link and go down in the description too, especially when there's 40 links to click. All right, number 2. Utah town forgets to hold election again.
Again?
The again makes it real.
See, the again makes it real, but I'm gonna go with The Onion.
Dan, what's your final answer?
No, the again to me, if it was just Utah town forgets to hold election, I'd be like, all right, that's not
Dan,
real.
you
But
are
the fact that it
correct.
says again.
Dan, you are correct.
Dang it! I was hoping it was just like an out of left field thing.
You're an out of left field thing.
Yay!
It's not a good what?
Number 3.
All right, you know
report.
what, Jackson, what do you got?
Employers created 40,000 new jobs for existing employees last month.
That one actually sounds like an Onion headline.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Employers created 40,000 new jobs for existing employees last month.
Yeah, that has to be an Onion headline.
Yeah, you guys are both right. That's The Onion.
Yeah, we're good at this game,
Right,
Noah.
so right now
I'm good at
Dan
this game.
has 3
You're
and
okay
I
at
have
this game.
2.
What about Toronto Mayor Rob Ford's reality show canceled after 1 episode?
Oh, that's definitely real.
That has
There's
to be
no way
real.
that's not real.
Yeah, that guy, he's crazy.
Dude's an absolutely insane individual.
How did he become like the mayor of what is, I believe, the 5th largest metropolitan area in the North America?
So what a friend of mine was telling me, and I don't know if this is true. I'm inclined to believe it's not. But that Toronto, for some reason, cannot elect its own officials for some reason.
Who elects
so
them?
Other areas of Canada elect them for them.
You're telling me Ottawa gets to be like, you know what, Toronto? After you guys won the Stanley Cup, no, they didn't. The Leafs have, I think, won Stanley Cup 45 years ago. But they're like, after last season, you guys are gonna get Rob Ford now.
See, that's why it makes no sense.
That makes absolutely no sense. That sounds like an Onion article.
Right?
But yeah, no, that one is absolutely real. Study touted by feds says married women must calm down in spousal spats.
I want that to be The Onion. So I'm going to say The Onion because I don't want it to not be The Onion.
Dan?
I'm sorry, I was looking up Toronto election results.
Study touted by feds says married women must calm down in spousal spats.
Oh god, that has to be Onion, right? Please tell me that's
That
the
is
Onion.
real.
Oh, no.
No, I don't like
If
that.
I had to take a guess, I imagine what it probably means is like, it probably like a study was like, hey, don't yell at your spouse. And someone was like, I know how to make this into a controversial headline.
Mm-hmm.
Because I imagine it's probably terrible for your health to have arguments with your spouse.
Imagine that.
In terms
It's
of
almost like
stress.
healthy relationships, you should communicate and not
Yeah,
argue and fight
so,
about things. Hot, spicy take. Welcome back to Off the Air Marriage
Guys, it's
Counseling.
time for number 6, though. Number 6, This one I like
Oh,
a
no.
lot. Kanye West goes to Harvard, delivers manifesto on architecture.
No, that was true.
No, that's
I've
definitely
seen
real.
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
real. It
Definitely
happened. It happened, and I'm happy
God.
for it.
Kanye.
Kanye West is Kanye best.
And number 7
He's
is
something.
scientists theorize the sun could support fire-based life.
I want that to be real. I have no idea.
I'm gonna say fake.
I want it to be real. So I'm gonna say real just because that's what
Okay,
I want
well,
in
that
my
evens
life.
up the score because that one is, in
Damn.
fact, The Onion.
Damn,
Yay.
I really wanted that to be real. I couldn't imagine how that would be real, but I want it to be real.
Extraterrestrials on Earth, scientists find outer space stuff at South Pole.
That sounds
The outer
real.
space of that's. I feel like that's somebody trying really hard to like make a headline out of what is definitely not a headline.
So what's your
So I'm gonna say real. Yeah.
yeah, that is real. They did find space stuff
God.
at South Pole. So good for them, really.
Imagine that, guys. Hear me out. Maybe, just maybe, just because you're at the South Pole.
Wait, hold up. Explain yourself. You think that you're more likely to find stuff from outer space at the South Pole?
Yeah, 100%.
What about the North Pole?
You probably found
North
stuff
Pole
there.
is mostly water.
Yeah, but like, do you think there's no space stuff
South
floating
Pole's an
on the water?
actual South Pole's an actual landmass.
Yeah, but so is like Asia.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's
but
also a
that-
magnetic pole.
It's also magnetic pole. It's also
Isn't it flying magnetic metals?
relatively. It's also relatively less touched by human beings, so you can find things that have been there for thousands of years. Whereas if you're exploring like most of the rest of the world, they've been explored
So
already.
you're
They've
telling me
been,
we
like,
already found all
combed
the
over
space
already.
stuff on Asia?
I'm telling you, we've probably found most of the space stuff in Asia, unless it's like deep underground. Yeah,
What do we do with it?
I don't know. Probably put it in a museum or something.
Yeah, that's probably true. Gatorade,
Or made space rocks out of it.
Gatorade releases new performance suppository.
That's definitely an onion
It
article.
has to be the Onion.
That's the Onion. You guys got it.
Ooh.
We are
I wish.
nearing the tail end of this, but TGI Fridays bankrupt after spending billions on priceless Americana.
Oh, I was gonna say the Onion because that sounds real dumb.
But also, it's TGI Fridays.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
The real question here isn't what do you think it's real? It's how much respect do you have for TGI Fridays?
Not. I have just the right amount to believe that they definitely went bankrupt because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That is a Onion article.
Oh,
Damn.
You think they've spent billions of dollars on Americana? Actually, you know what? I can
Yes.
buy it.
like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just
I
just
think-
believable
I
enough.
think-
like
They-
15 years ago, TGI Fridays, 100%.
Yeah.
Modern, no.
Yeah, absolutely.
But 15 years ago, 100%.
I think they spent billions on Americana, but they're still in business because it's successful.
Ooh, I like where your head's at.
I was actually there just last night.
Really, I've been like twice in my life.
I literally cannot tell you the last time I went to a TGI Fridays because I have like a modicum of self-respect. Not much, mind you.
No,
It is me we're
their
talking
food
about,
isn't
but-
bad.
Yeah,
They
it's
have their
alright.
endless apps from like 9 until close, I
Bro,
think
that's
is the deal
lit.
they run right now.
I mean,
There's
that
only,
is
like-
fair.
It's $12 and you can choose from like 5 different appetizers, but you get it endlessly. I think they're doing some
Weird.
special on shrimp too.
Is it per person?
Uh-huh.
All right, that makes sense. Because so you can't justify a table's worth of endless appetizers.
Yeah, if you get like their dumpling appetizer, for example, you get like 3 dumplings.
Yeah, but
So
can
they
you
give
just
you
order
very
6?
small
Like,
portions.
can you give me 6 portions of the dumpling appetizer?
Nope, they have to give you one at a
I
time.
have done that before. I went to like an all-you-can-eat pancake thing,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, like we can go, the pancakes come in orders of 2, and I was like, can I just get like 2 orders right off the bat? And she was like, yeah, sure. So like the lady just brought me 2 things of pancakes, and I was like, thanks. Because
Nice.
I was gonna eat them anyway. It's not like it was a mystery as to whether or not I would be able to eat more than 2 pancakes. I knew I would. She knew I would.
Mm-hmm.
So we just sweeten the deal. Just give me 4 pancakes right now.
I like when they actually do that because I've had a lot of times where people tell me, "Oh no, we're not allowed to," and it's like, man, look at me. I can eat 6 pancakes.
No,
I
I've
promise
seen
you, I can eat 6
drink-
pancakes.
I remember going to like it was always particularly Cheddar's. You would
Yeah.
absolutely demolish their like mango tea.
Yeah,
I remember that actually.
Yeah, no,
I also had that
apparently
experience
no
as
one
well.
did this several times.
yeah. I
Um,
drank a lot of tea
Yeah, no, you really did.
Specifically at Cheddar's. What was up with Cheddar's? Why did we always go to Cheddar's?
because Cheddar's was dirt cheap.
Cheddar's was dirt cheap.
Didn't they? Why do I distinctly remember them having really good spinach dip?
They probably
Because
do.
that is what I always bought.
Did you know Cheddar's actually they keep their food so cheap because they don't spend any money on marketing?
I have
Really?
heard
Or
that
not no money, but like they spend
because I have seen some ads recently, but they're
Yeah.
all like screenshots of reviews they've gotten that
Mhm.
are like 0 out of 10 was not a cheese themed restaurant type of stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
and they're like
come in and see
Facebook
for
side
yourself.
rolls. Like
Exactly.
they don't put like a Super Bowl ad out. They're not like on every TV channel. Like they spend very little on marketing comparatively. and that's why they keep their food cheap. And their food's pretty good, so like it's obviously working for them. I don't love it, but speaking of cheddars and drinking a lot of tea, a friend of mine from West Virginia actually is just about as bad, if not maybe worse, than Noah when it comes to just like consuming liquid. And one time we were at this like restaurant, and my man was putting away drink after drink of just like Coke or whatever, like some form of tea or beverage. He was just putting them out, like just downing
for a second,
them.
I thought this was about to be like an intervention for somebody about their alcoholism.
Yeah, he just drinks a lot of Coke, which is still not great. But and then the waitress came back and she gave him just like 2 cups at once.
That's hysterical.
Because anytime they would come up to me, I would, as soon as I got my drink, I would just put an order in for my next one, because I knew by the time they made it back, I'd be done.
Yeah, he was
he just stepped it up though. Just got 2.
He didn't ask, she just did it. And he was like, "This is cool."
Nice.
And then he drank both of them and got 2 more.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's obscene. He's cool. He's actually getting married pretty soon. I'm gonna go to his wedding.
Oh,
watch for
congrats
pictures.
For him.
Yeah, it's exciting. So number 11 here.
Oh yeah.
Bush paints.
Oh, we're still doing this. Okay.
Bush paints. But is he any good?
That's real. That's
real.
That is absolutely real.
Oh.
Listen, man, let him have a hobby.
Number 12. I had the idea for YouTube back in 2010.
Onion article, 100%.
Yeah. Back in 2010.
Yeah. That is, yeah, that's the Onion. Now here we go. Apple unveils plans for Spaceship HQ.
Oh no.
I want that to be real, but it's definitely fake.
I'm gonna go with real because it seems
real.
just. Oh,
really?
I pulled
That's
ahead.
so cool. That's so cool.
Is it? You really want corporations to move into space?
I don't.
Yes.
But
Everything should move into space. Space is so cool.
No. Also, you wanted to have a larger grip over your life by having
that physically
space
is not
power.
possible.
Oh, yeah,
They already have literally everything.
The only thing is, right now, Apple has a huge grip over your life, but they don't have a grip over your life with a spaceship headquarter with a gun pointed at you.
I mean, you know what? The way I see it, Apple does it, Google's going to do it next, and then at that point, it's corporations in space, and we're moving into a boring dystopia. We're Blade Runner now.
I want a Blade Runner now.
Dude, I had an argument with somebody on Twitter this week about Blade Runner, and they're like, "Oh, it's a boring movie, bad performance all around."
I do remember.
I'm like, have you not?
Red Letter Media.
It's long.
Red Letter Media got like a lot of shit, like a couple years back when they said that Blade Runner was boring.
It's long. I'll
Blade
give you
Runner
that.
is good as hell,
100%. Dude, Blade Runner straight up has one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best monologues in cinema history.
Blade Runner has the cigarette lady.
Mm-hmm.
And the Tom Hanks.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, bud.
I know.
I
I
genuinely
Tom
believe
Hanks
that
was the protagonist in Blade Runner.
I mean, honestly, knowing you, it would not have surprised me just because of your disdain for most movies.
I love most movies.
That's true. You just hate Star Wars. You just hate Star Wars specifically. I forgot.
I don't hate it.
And
I just
Marvel.
am incredibly indifferent to Star Wars and Marvel. With
That's
a general hate for anything put out by the Disney Corporation because of the way they run their employees.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I think Blade Runner's fucking Tears and Rain monologue is one of the best monologues in cinema history.
Yeah, Tom
Hanks
not even says, "Don't cry, buddy. It's raining."
No, that
was the best part of the movie.
It's the I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. C-beam. I've seen C-beams glitter off the Tannhauser Gate.
I like when Tom Hanks.
All these moments will be lost in time, like Tears and Rain. Time to Die is the best death monologue of all time.
I liked when Tom Hanks said, "We're all Blade Runner now."
See, I'm out here trying to make genuine commentary about
a movie
the
that came out in the
film.
80s and everyone agrees is fantastic.
Apparently not. Red Letter Meter thought it was boring,
Yeah,
and one of my other friends was like, "Nah, man, it's a bad movie." And I'm like, "Are you actually just insane?" Because it's like that. Like, okay, I have strong feelings about Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane is my everyone agrees it's good, but it's actually terrible. Blade Runner is just good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. It's sitting in front of me right now, and I haven't gotten around
Original
to
Blade
watching
Runner
it.
or 2049?
You got to see in front of you.
Let me see. Nah, I have like a stack of Blu-rays on this table that are on this desk that I need to watch. I got The Thing. I got Audition.
No, can we please watch it together? Not like
Blade
as a
Runner.
movie night. Just can we sit down and watch it?
I guess. I also
Because
have,
here's the thing.
tell you what, if you watch Blade Runner with me, or if I watch Blade Runner with you, you have to watch the Poughkeepsie tapes with me.
And then in that one, Tom
I
Hanks
know
said,
nothing about
"We're
that."
all the Poughkeepsie tapes now."
Oh, I certainly hope not.
Yeah, it'd be weird if he said that.
What the fuck is the Poughkeepsie tapes?
It's we all now. Are you kidding me?
So the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Why do you like trying to make me watch horror movies that you know I'm not gonna like?
Yeah,
But dude, it's a true crime style horror movie.
we're all true crime
That's
style
even
now.
worse.
It's so apparently it's like a snuff film. Well, it's
That-
not a real
yeah,
snuff
you're not-
film. It's not a real snuff
selling
film.
this.
We're all snuff film now.
I'm really
You're not
excited to
selling
watch it.
After Apple puts out
mean,
their spaceship.
Okay, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. What me asking you to watch Blade Runner isn't like a sacrifice on your part because you want to watch the movie.
But it is a sacrifice of time. This movie's like 8 hours long.
It's not 8 hours
It's
long.
3.
Yeah, it's like 3.
3 hours long is more
which
than
is
I'm.
still long as shit.
Okay,
I
no,
don't get me
it's
wrong.
it's 2 hours long.
It's Ridley Scott, isn't
It's
it?
shorter than Endgame. You're fine.
It's Michael Ridley Scott, isn't it?
I
You
don't
know, the
know.
guy from The Office? Made Alien?
I got it, and I'm
hate
angry.
that.
I am so angry. It is Ridley Scott
Michael
though.
Ridley
Yes.
Scott, yeah.
I hate this.
You're the worst.
And then Michael,
Why are you
and
like
then
this?
Michael Ridley Scott, and then Tom Hanks said, we're all alien isolation now.
Yeah, Blade Runner's a good movie. Don't at me. I actually still have never seen 2049.
I've heard it was very, very
Which-
good.
Yeah, I heard Ryan
I heard
Gosling
it was as slow and as good as the
We're all
original.
Blade Runner 2049 now.
No, did you see it?
I did, yeah.
Yo.
That was my
it-
favorite part when he said that.
Yeah, it's really cool when
That does sound like something he would say. To be fair.
Ryan Gosling would say, we're all Blade Runner 2049 now.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, me too,
I
actually.
think Ryan Reynolds would say that. I don't think Ryan Gosling would say that.
Aren't they the same person? I
Ryan
feel like they're the
Gosling
same person.
better than Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Gosling prettier than Ryan Reynolds.
Agreed. I think they're both great, but I think Ryan Gosling better.
Did you
my
see
take.
Ryan Reynolds
I think-
tweet about asking his wife if he liked him or Ryan, if she liked him or Ryan Gosling better? And she said him, and he's like, "So
No.
now I know I'm married to a liar."
Oh man, I do love Ryan. Have you guys ever seen Drive?
I
don't know.
have not. It's actually
It's-
it's up on there on my. It's one of those movies that's pretty high on my list that I keep hearing that I need to go see because I think I'll like super enjoy it.
You probably like it. It's a good time.
But yeah, I like Ryan Gosling in most things.
The guy who
I'm
made
trying to think what
Drive.
the last thing I saw him
I think his name
was.
is like Nicholas Winding Refn. Is what I think. He's like a Dutch dude or Danish dude. He's from Europe. But he also made a movie called The Neon Demon, which is really cool. And I bought it on Blu-ray and I watched it on Blu-ray.
Neon Demon is a name.
Yeah, I know, it's a super great name. It's about the modeling industry. But I watched it. I got it on Blu-ray and watched it because I was like, "Ooh, this is like a really pretty movie. You know, I'm gonna want to get it in high quality." And then like 2 days later, Amazon Prime put it on 4K on their website. And I'm like, "Cool!" So now I get the movie for free in 4K, and I just bought it on Blu-ray. That's neat. Thanks, Amazon.
Today I learned that Ryan Gosling appeared in a Drunk History episode.
Was he Blade Runner?
No, he
2049?
was a dad apparently for a Christmas episode. That's actually really cool. Speaking of movies, we were talking before the podcast. I was complaining about the fact that I haven't had time to go. Well, haven't had the desire to go see movies. That's not even true. I want to go see them. I just don't want to go alone because I don't like going to see movies alone. I think I've mentioned on the podcast. I don't like. It's hard for me to justify going to see a movie by myself. And Noah and I got into talking about Aladdin, and then we stopped because we had to start recording. And I wanna break this down a little bit because we talked about it a little bit in Discord, but like the more I see about the movie, the more excited I get about it. And Noah has had the exact opposite reaction.
You know what's really funny is the day. No, I'm sorry. This comes out a week after Aladdin hits theaters.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to see it.
Yeah.
Like I just know I am. I might actually go see it with Michelle if we get the
I like
chance. 'Cause
Detective
I'm going out to
Pikachu.
visit her in a week or two.
Is Aladdin Italian? I'm glad that that's one of the first questions people ask about this movie.
Well,
No, it is not. I'm glad
Alright,
that you
dude,
asked. though.
just checking.
Valley Fabulous. I don't know, man. I think it's like
Prince Ali, spaghetti and meatballs. Come on.
Prince Ali
Fugazi.
spaghetti. It's me.
Hey, Jasmine, give me some of that gabagool you
It's
got.
Ali, hey, it's a me, spaghetti and meatballs.
Thank you.
All right. Well, gonna go write that up real quick. Be right back.
But I watched Detective Pikachu.
How was it? Tell me.
It was
Give
really
deets.
cool. I liked it.
I heard from what I heard, like the kind of sentiment I got was that the acting was only okay, but it was so fun that nobody really minded.
Okay, so the thing is, world's biggest mistake was that they didn't cast professional Super Smash Bros. Melee player Walgreens Drake. So his name is Axe. He plays Pikachu professionally, and he's the only like top melee player that plays Pikachu, and he looks like he looks like kind of like Drake. He was actually in a meme that circulated around before he even was like known as like a melee player. That was like, yo, I didn't know Drake worked at Walgreens, because he worked at Walgreens, and someone took a photo of him behind the counter.
Amazing.
And it was like, I didn't
also a little weird.
Didn't know Drake fell in hard times, and it's just the man who would later become a top 10 melee player who plays Pikachu looking like Drake behind a Walgreens register. But yeah, no, he should have been Detective Pikachu's partner.
That's fair.
I would give the movie a 7 out of 10. I would have given it an 8, but it had a really bad twist at the end. That didn't ruin it, but just made me go like, oh, come on.
I don't like bad twists.
Yeah. Also, I just feel like Pokemon needs to stop with Mewtwo. It's an ugly design. It's a boring Pokemon. Like, just stop focusing on
really
Mewtwo.
Cool from the trailer.
Mewtwo has never looked cool. The original concept art for Mewtwo looks stupid.
What?
The dude's tail comes from his junk, and he has a weird like pigeon chest. It's one of the least cool looking legendary Pokemon that people like jerk off to because it came out in the original generation.
Mewtwo is like one of my favorite.
Mew is just exponentially cooler and more lovable.
I mean, Mew, I would agree, is more lovable.
Mewtwo
but
does nothing.
Like,
you can't even play the game with him. You have to beat the entire game to get him anyway. So what's the point?
Mewtwo has the line about
we're all Mewtwo now.
Yeah, that's his line about how we're all Mewtwo and that it doesn't matter where you're born.
Meowth says that actually.
It's not. It's definitely a Mewtwo quote. Like, I don't know a lot about Pokemon. I don't enjoy Pokemon a lot, but I know for a fact that is a distinct Mewtwo quote.
No, Meowth says. I can't really do a Meowth voice, but saves the day.
He's the worst.
Says,
that's why.
Meowth. I see now that it's not what having life. It's what one does with the gift of life that matters. After everybody cries when Ash gets electrocuted in the pit.
So to hop back to Aladdin, because I feel like Dan really wants to talk about it. While you guys were talking about Detective Pikachu,
good movie.
I was rewatching a couple of the clips that I have taken issue with.
Mm-hmm.
And while I still maintain that they really majorly messed up with the teasers they put out first, just being
I would agree with that.
Not good.
The early CGI teasers are bad. They're bad CGI. They don't look good. The movie
already had so much pre-criticism. They needed to come out stronger than that. But I'm rewatching the Prince Ali clip, and I hate it a lot less. I'm not sure why, because I'm listening to it with the same headphones from the same source, but it sounds better. So I'm actually not sure why.
Don't they just slow the song down?
It is slightly slowed down.
It's slightly slower, and it's also the range on it is different, if that makes sense. I don't know what the actual musical terminology is on it, but it doesn't have the same it's not the same like octave. I think the same.
It's a different key.
Vocal octave. Is it a different key? Is that
I
what
think
it
it's
is?
just a slightly different key. It's slightly lower because
it's definitely lower. Yeah,
Robin Williams just sang it higher.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, man. I really like that as a way to do it, because I mentioned in the Discord, like a lot of people's problems with it was people were giving shit about Will Smith's acting, and I'm gonna be honest, dude. Will Smith's a fine actor. He's not the best. Don't get me wrong, but he's fine.
Like
he's not as bad as people say he is.
No, he's definitely not. And I don't understand why there's a lot of like weird hate for him.
Because he's a very weren't we talking about how you don't have the same problem a lot of people have, where like you can't see past the actor sometimes?
Yeah, I can. I always see past. It's very easy for me to see past the actor,
especially
to see the
with Tom Hanks' portrayal of Blade Runner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
I didn't even realize it was Tom Hanks. That's how good it was.
Exactly. I thought it was a different actor.
I think he kind of broke character when he said, "We're all Blade Runner now," and I'm Tom Hanks. I'm Blade Runner and Tom Hanks. It was weird when he said that, but
I think that was only the director's cut.
Oh, which is actually, I have the final cut version of Blade Runner, if that is a problem.
No, it's objectively better.
Cool. Anyway, Will Smith. I have issues seeing past Will Smith now that I've seen him in a few things. I have found movies that I enjoy him in now, but I definitely get why people...
he is often just playing Will Smith.
That's the problem. A lot of people can't see past the Fresh Prince thing, which is mostly just him being Will Smith. But the dude's kind of funny. And way he like riffs as he talks, I think is going to be decent. And let's be real, you know he probably had a lot of stress stepping up to take this role from Robin freaking Williams.
I can literally not imagine how much pressure that must be to know,
right,
with beyond a shadow of doubt, that no matter what you do, it doesn't matter how good your performance is, somebody's going to hate it because you aren't the original, and there's nothing like you can do about it.
Exactly.
Which I think it was somebody, I don't remember who was in our Discord, that mentioned that like it's like a mix of a reimagining and a remake, and I think that's how they kind of have to do it, because if they just did a shot for shot remake, there's like that would be awful, because everyone's just only going to compare it to the original, and everyone's only going to say, well, the original did it better, and like there are limitations of doing it live action that don't come across, or that are because of its live action, it can't do certain things. Like you can't have Robin Williams shape shifting into like 7 different things. You can't have him fucking being inside of his own on his own hand, like fucking,
because it's not an animated movie.
Scat.
It's a live action movie.
There are certain things you can't do, or at the very least can't do, and have them still seem as entertaining and as fluid and as good as the original. Which is why I think it's a little unfair how much people give people shit about it, because I just like, it's gonna be fine, you guys. I feel the same way about Lion King, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say, the more I read, every time I think about Lion King, I keep like, I'm like, oh yeah, what a great cast, and then I remember that John Oliver is playing Zazu, and I am just, God, what a good casting choice.
The only casting choice I'm not excited about is Beyonce, because Beyonce can't act. She can sing.
Ooh, that's fair.
She can sing amazingly, and I will never diminish that.
I just don't remember anything about any characters in The Lion King, because I feel like they didn't really have any development or character outside of my dad died.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's because that's a children's movie.
Yeah, I know.
That's
fine.
Like, how much time do they really have?
Dan, this movie isn't for kids. You better leave your kids at home. This is how everyone's sitting. Learn your parts. This is the alto section. This is the tenor section. If anyone's not singing, they need to sit in the front row. Leave your kids at home, because they don't deserve to be at this movie.
My entire childhood is based solely on the marketing developments of a company that has nothing to do with me as a person.
I mean, that's fair, but also hear me out on this.
I like Pokemon.
I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you bring your kid. Don't let your kid be shitty.
Whoa, Dan, that's a hot take.
Actually, you know what, Dan? I agree. Don't let your kid be shitty, and if they are, I will personally execute them as the ultimate judge of shitty character.
I would like to be like right behind. I would like to be your hype man in this execution, if I may.
But the thing is, I determine which kids are shitty. Spoiler alert, it's all of them.
It's all kids.
In fact, I'm going to kill every child, probably ever.
Well, maybe don't say that in a public podcast.
I feel like didn't we say that before? Wasn't that like one of the
I don't think we did.
He's definitely said it before. I'm absolutely
positive that was one of the jokes I have made before.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? It was something, oh man, I don't even remember. I totally made like a joke about like, yeah, I just think anyone under the age of 5 should just be like, decimated. I feel like I definitely did something to that effect.
I probably did. I just can't remember. I like the idea of that, and then like for like a solid 4-year period, every college in the world just has to shut down when they all reach a certain age.
Well, actually, I think all colleges should shut down anyway.
I mean, I think all colleges should stop being for-profit institutions, but that's its own.
I think that everyone should just suck it up, millennials, and give up your participation trophies and go be a truck driver.
God,
Shoot, dude, right?
What was I watching? I was watching something.
Were you watching My Daily Life in this barbershop? Because that's what I hear all day.
God.
I think if you pursue higher education, you're an idiot. Dan, you're probably right.
I mean, you're probably right, but hear me out.
You don't even make any money with a philosophy degree. Maybe if you had a philosophy degree, you'd understand there's so much more than money.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
But then also don't get a philosophy degree because it'll hurt my jobs.
Yeah, don't get a philosophy degree because get a degree that will actually make you money.
No, do whatever you want.
Dude, yes, do whatever you want, but have the financial stability to do whatever you want.
Money doesn't buy happiness, it just buys
money doesn't buy happiness, it just buys the freedom to pursue things that make you happy.
Sure, but also if you want to do philosophy, and you're like, well, I can't do that, so I'm going to study something I don't want to do. You're just going to have a bad time. Just study philosophy.
I remember who I listened to a couple of I actually do know what it was. It was The Fundamentalist is the name of the podcast. And one of the 2 people on the podcast actually had an old school style patron. He was a philosopher and he had an actual for real patron, like someone who just helped him pay his bills and shit, which is wild because I did not think that was a thing anymore.
A lot of poets and some philosophers will have patrons,
which is so
it's
cool.
just like a sugar daddy for someone with a college degree.
Well, that's exactly what it is, but that's so cool. No, he's not wrong. I mean, the implications of a sugar daddy are a little bit more
sex.
Not always. You'd be
not always. Actually, not often.
Romantic.
Romantic, yes, but generally not generally. Often less sexual than people would imply.
It's true. One of my friends
people I've
went to New
interacted
York.
with that did stuff like that, that is definitely not the case, but I will believe that you might have a little
A friend of mine used to go to New York
experience.
every other month to get her rent paid for. Didn't even do anything. She just went on dates. She just went out to dinner with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I had a friend of mine who, a coworker of mine back in the day who did it on the side and actually just stopped because she had a kid. Not with one of the sugar daddies, with like a person. Yeah, because the sugar daddies aren't people. Yes, that was the joke.
No, I agree.
But I mean, yeah. But yeah, so she had stopped. But she was saying that 100%. Most of the time was not a sex thing, was mostly a like come hang out. And yeah, some people were like, oh, but like, are you sure you don't want to do the sex? And then she's like, no one ever was like, no, you're going to do the sex or I'm not going to give you the stuff like that. That's not how it works.
No, it could be though.
I mean, it could be, and I'm sure sometimes it does, and I don't want to like make claims about an industry that, quite frankly, I have no.
I guess it is an industry, but I don't like calling it an industry.
So a lot of things like that
the sugar daddy industry.
A lot of things like
sex
that
work should be
that's not sex
a legal
work.
industry that people it isn't, but it's generally classified under the same like
social standing.
It's not. Yeah, it's not technically illegal per se, but it's real close.
It's kind of like how if you just film people having sex and say you're going to release it as porn, and then you're like, the editing didn't work out, we're not going to release it. You can just do that constantly, and it's not sex work. I mean, it is. It's not illegal, but it's still like you're still just like you'd be like, yeah, give me $200 and I'll let you film this porno with this girl, and we will never release it.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is a lot of sugar daddy stuff is regulated through websites. So if you ruin your reputation, because if the girl says, "Hey, this guy turned out to be a real creep," you kind of
you're telling me there's a chance that a sugar daddy could turn out to be a weird person.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, from what I hear, a lot of it is just kind of like upper middle-aged dudes who are real lonely.
That is a lot of it. A friend of mine at school got her credit card debt paid off by a guy, and she never even had seen her. They just texted.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, the guy paid $600 to this girl.
That's not that much.
I mean, for not ever even meeting someone.
Yeah, he hadn't met her. He hadn't even seen pictures outside of what was online. Like, she had not done anything special for him outside of text him.
BRB about to go noodling. That's catfishing.
Dude, I have established if I could find a sugar mama, be on that.
You probably can. There's absolutely websites for that.
Yeah, there's websites for it. It's the same websites as the sugar daddy websites.
Hear me out. It's a lot harder for dudes, especially because I have no redeeming characteristics.
That's true.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Were you hoping for like encouragement?
No. I was distinctly not. It was not a like. I feel like self-burn. It was a statement of fact.
Yeah, I feel like hope is a redeeming characteristic, so that clearly wasn't something that he had when he said that.
Exactly. I don't like hope, charm. Refinement, self-respect, none of that. Get that out of here. Who needs it? I mean, to be honest, though, if I was actively searching for a sugar mama, I probably didn't have that much self-respect to begin with. I'm so glad my girlfriend doesn't listen to this podcast.
She followed us on Twitter, dude.
She follows us on Twitter, dude.
She does not. I know she does not listen.
Okay.
I was not talking about the fact that she does not listen.
Am I right?
What a mood.
I don't listen to myself when I'm talking.
All
right, guys. Number 14. Unemployed Boston man overpaid by state can't find anyone to take money back.
Say again?
That sounds true.
Unemployed Boston man overpaid by state can't find anyone to take money back.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Yeah, that's real. Number 15, the final one. Cat appears to come in third in Virginia's U.S. Senate race.
Oh, absolutely true.
That sounds true as well.
That's true, and I wish he would have won.
Right?
I mean,
it's like,
isn't there a dog that's like a mayor? That guy elected as mayor?
He actually just died.
Yeah. How dare you say that? First him, then Grumpy Cat, and you're gonna keep talking? Damn.
What good boys.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay for dogs to die. Like,
is it?
It's sad, but it's, the mayor dog probably lived a wonderful life.
He did.
Or did it? I mean, probably not. It had probably a lot of dog stress.
I don't think it had a lot of dog stress. Do you think how
had
how
to-
many mayoral duties do you think were put in front of
It had to
him?
run an entire city as a dog. Do you know how difficult that is? Do you know how hard it is to talk to your constituents when you're a dog?
Do you think he was talking to his constituents?
Do you know how hard it is to get your constituents to take you seriously
He
when
had
all
like-
they can
he
think
had
of is
like
what a good
24
boy
of
you
them.
are?
I think it was like a town of like 30 people. They probably all just like
That's-
hung out and were like, "Yay, mayor dog, mayor dog."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you get your constituents to take you seriously when you're a dog?
That's the
You
serious
can't.
thing.
How do you not take someone seriously
Yeah,
when
I
you're
would
a dog?
absolutely take a dog seriously. If someone was like, "Hey, this is the dog mayor," he says you need to die. I would just like
I
I
don't
would
know, man.
bend the knee and let my head be cut off.
If I just like put 6 different politics options in front of a dog and it just randomly picked one, I feel like I would trust that more than established systems.
That's because dogs are all communists.
There you go.
Speaking of bending the knee, though,
that is not true.
Speaking of bending the knee, as I
that's
said
so
earlier,
not true.
how do you guys
Dogs are
feel about
so,
Game of Thrones
like,
being
me
over?
and mine?
Because honestly, this
You
last
make me sad.
since Game of Thrones ended, the most that I've heard about Game of Thrones is people being like, I've never even watched Game of Thrones. How cool is that? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares that you haven't watched Game of Thrones.
I've seen so many more people complaining about people not watching Game of Thrones than actual people complaining,
Really?
like saying that they don't watch Game of Thrones. Yeah,
I have
100%.
only seen last night tweeted 4 different times bragging about not having ever watched Game of Thrones.
I was gonna like privately message you to call him out because I didn't want to like publicly call him out like that.
You should probably like blurb that out. But no, I was like, dude, nobody cares that you haven't ever watched Game of Thrones. It's not like a special. I think a majority of people probably haven't ever watched Game of Thrones. I don't think half of the nation has seen it. I think a lot of people watch it and it's a well-respected show. But I don't think it's like it's definitely more common for people to have not seen Game of Thrones or have very little knowledge of it.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But, him and there was 3 other people who I saw tweet out. And I was just like, dude, it's not special to not like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like if I were to tweet out every time like a new Star Wars trailer comes out, I don't even like Star Wars, it's dumb. I'm like, so? I don't like Star Wars. It's not like a special thing to not like Star Wars. I'm sure a majority of people are just like have not seen all the Star Wars movies or are not super passionate about Star Wars. It's a franchise. It's just let people like what they want to like unless it's actively hurting other people. Like Disney does on a daily
That's
basis.
what you like is wrong.
Yes. Like Disney things.
Like anime.
That's also true. If you like anime, I hate you. See, that's the thing.
To be perfectly fair, if you like Star Wars, I probably hate you.
See?
So you know what? That actually tracks 100%.
Also, like that's anime fans hate nothing other than other anime fans and like racial equality. Yeah, anime fans are the worst.
You know what?
Almost as oppressed as gamers.
Can we? There's this weird. I think it's in a lot of. This is gonna. Oh man, this is gonna go well. I know a couple of furries, and like the same kind of thing is true of them. That nobody, the same like line of nobody hates furries more than other furries. What is that about? That self hatred of
Dan,
is it? I feel
Dan,
like.
do you love yourself?
Oh, absolutely not.
Are you a
I
Star
know where
Wars
this is
fan?
going, and I do. I am in fact a Star Wars fan.
Do you think that
But
other Star Wars fans have a lot in common with you? At the core?
Probably, except for the fact that they think that the series belongs to them and they want it to be nothing but straight white dudes, which is definitely an over
Wait, so you're telling
exaggeration.
me Star
But
Wars
not
fans
by a huge
also hate
amount.
racial equality?
Well, that's the thing. Is that, and I feel like it's a thing across a lot of fandoms that like there's like this.
You're telling
there's
me people are
there's the
racist?
fandom as a whole. There's a fandom as a whole, and then there's this like subsect of the fandom that is aware of how shit the fandom is and is so angry because of it.
I'm not really that angry.
Like-
I just like to laugh at them.
I don't know, man. I genuinely get angry at other Star Wars fans.
That's like almost the nice thing about dealing with someone who's like a bigot or a racist. Like, you don't have to argue with them. You can just make fun of them. Because like, what are you gonna do? Tell a racist that racism is a bad idea? They know that. No racist has ever been like, yeah, I think this is just like the right opinion to take, and I think this is what makes people happy. They want you to be they want you to argue. Just be like, dude, you're racist? Wow, nice American flag tattoo, bro. With the out of bald eagle. Let's get the hell out of here.
I don't know, man. I disagree with that. I think that there are definitely racists who genuinely do think that they have the right opinion.
Yeah, those are called Jordan
And, like-
Peterson fans, and we just don't talk to them.
But like they still exist.
Yeah, but you just try not to deal with them whenever possible.
That, I don't know, man. That doesn't fix anything. That just ignores the problem.
Where are you gonna come? You're just gonna like find them out of nowhere, like message them on Facebook?
Dude, apparently, yeah, that's how it tends to work out.
Have you ever had your opinion changed through someone texting you angrily on Facebook?
Texting me angrily? No, but I have had my opinion changed by talking to people through Facebook, yes.
See, I have not, because I don't talk to people on Facebook. I just look at what they
that's
post
true.
and hope it's a meme.
I said Facebook, and that's a lie. It would have definitely been through Discord. But still, like, I think it's very possible to change somebody's mind if they, like, are at least vaguely self-aware. But the problem is that 90%, I would argue that a ridiculously huge percentage of people are just not self-aware enough to recognize that they might have opinions that aren't perfectly correct all the time.
I think a lot of people are self-aware to the point where they can change themselves. I think racists are probably at 90%, though. Because it's really one of those opinions you can only get to. You have to dig yourself pretty far in to be like, yeah, I just think people who aren't white aren't worth anything. Like, you got to be pretty blind to who you are and what life is like.
I would agree. I feel like, I don't know, to me it definitely feels like a lot more people. To me it seems that a lot more people have have that same like self-assuredness, but about things that are air quotes like on the correct side, like things that are air quotes good, and like they won't listen to like or try to even understand where other people are coming from.
Yeah, it's like another Onion article, which is man who spent 4 years becoming progressively slightly more liberal finally figured out he has all the right opinions and will never have to change again. It's just local man has spent the majority of his college career slowly crafting himself into a person who has the opinions that are for the most part objectively right. And at this point, he's glad to realize he never has to self-introspect again.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people get to that point, and I don't know, man. Just like think about like yourself. Like every so often, just take a day and be like, why do I feel this way?
I feel like a lot more people think more than you give them credit for, but it's just the fact that we deal with like so little of a fraction of someone's like personality and day-to-day thoughts and lives.
That's very,
like
very
they come
fair.
across as just NPCs to us. In reality, they're every bit as human.
No, you all are NPCs in my video game. That's just a fact.
See, that's okay that you can say that, but it also kind of negates the fact that you just said a generalization about the rest of the way people live their lives.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but like y'all are NPCs, which means I just have to go in and find some mods, change out that code.
It's true, and then we all are naked
terrible
anime girls.
Mm-hmm. I see you've been involved with my modding.
That's everybody's
history.
modding history.
I actually don't get that.
I don't
know. Maybe it's just I mod the shit out of games. I think I've talked about it before. Oh my god. Okay. How much time do we have? What are we at on time? We got a few minutes. Can I talk to you guys real quick about an event, like what's been going on in my I'm playing RimWorld again lately because I hate myself. It's this colony.
You think I don't know what RimWorld is?
I mean, yes. Noah probably doesn't. Okay. It's a sci-fi colony.
What RimWorld is. I watched you play RimWorld
simulation thing.
I played the hell out of
RimWorld. I enjoy modding games into the fucking ground. It's something that I enjoy. If a game still works when I'm done modding it, I haven't done it quite right. Because then I have to go back one or two steps and remove the extra mods that ended up breaking it in the end. So I've modded my RimWorld to include everything from Cthulhu-esque cults to the Force to actual magic to I can't remember what they're called, Jeffas or something from Stargate. Like just too many mods, too many things to like Wolfmen to like cyborgs to the United States Marine Corps. Just because I can and I enjoy it and it's fun. I decided to start a new game because my last game started lagging really hard when I had too many people in my colony. And I brought it down. So I started a new game, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start it with a single Jedi because that sounded fun to me. Start my scenario. It starts with a Jedi, his pet, and a lightsaber, and no force powers yet. Fucking immediately, I get a raid, which the game has raids.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking the first person to show up is this Twi'lek named Iris. And Iris gets captured because the game tends to like make it a little easier to capture people when you have like nobody in the colony because it wants you to have at least 2 or 3 because otherwise you are boned.
Yeah.
Iris and Fish, I think the Jedi's name is
Fish.
It's his name is like Fisher, I think, but his nickname in the game is Fish. Fucking literally she is still in prison being like recruited into the colony, and I get a little notification pop up on the right side of my screen that says new lovers, you should consider giving them a bed.
You should.
And I'm like, that's weird, I don't have anybody in the colony. I go and look, motherfucker, they were fucking before she even got out of jail.
You know.
And here's the thing, that's fine.
That's what I'm
Except
into.
it happened 3 more times.
You're telling me
With
they
3
banged?
different colonists and 3 different wardens.
That's actually surprisingly like real life.
I also did find it funny that literally Jedi Crash lands on a planet. The very first thing he does is find a member of the local populace, convert them to his side, and then they start fucking. Like that.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking about Star Wars. I was thinking about like the fact that we have a country that's run by a privately ruled prison system, in which the guards often sexually exploit the female inmates.
Yes, that's sexual exploitation though, and generally, I would assume or hope anyway,
Jedis
doesn't
don't
continue
do
into a loving relationship post the prison sentence.
Usually not.
I would assume. However, Iris and Fish had a kid, so we're together for 12 months in game, which for game terms is quite a while, considering they were only in prison for 2 days. It's been a blast. Everything has gone wrong. I threw a guy into a giant screaming pit, and he came back with brain worms that made his head explode. That's how life works. And turn into a Cthulhu larva.
That's also true.
I have a hobbit that's a necromancer that just brought back a T-Rex.
Me too, actually. It's my dad.
Dude, I fucking love RimWorld. It's such a problem. Every so often I go back to it and just dump way too much time into it for no reason. I think I spent over 100 hours on it in the last week. To be fair, a lot of that is because I don't like closing the game down because it takes literally unironically 4 to 5 minutes to launch.
What? Is it out of early access?
Oh yeah, it's been out of early access for a year almost.
Damn,
6 months.
I haven't played it in a long time.
It's a good game. I genuinely can't recommend it highly enough. I fucking great. Fucking good game.
You know what is a good game?
Is this about to lead into
League of Legends? Which recently, and by recently I mean probably about a week ago, maybe a little bit over a week now. But the MSI finals took place, in which to get there, so the 2 teams that were in the finals out of all the best teams from every region were the European team and the North American team, and that is the first time that's ever happened at a international event.
Yeah.
Because to get there, the North American team, who is typically regarded as the worst of the big 4 regions, and the big 4 regions are going to be Europe, China, Korea, and North America. And North America is usually regarded as the worst of them all. It's not, and for good reason, it has never placed super well. They had a top 4 final at Worlds last year, and that's the best they've ever done. But they beat the world champions 3-1 in a best of 5 series in a huge upset. Probably the biggest upset in league history.
Mm-hmm. So
these North American dudes beat the Chinese team, and then the European dudes beat the 3-time world champion Korean team in a 5-game slobber knocker. And then in the finals, the European team just 3-0'd the North America.
Dang.
It was pretty bad. It was a game of League of Legends. Usually the fastest it's going to go is 20 minutes. That's if you're on top of it or if they surrender right as soon as they can. Mm-hmm. But typically a professional game will go at least 25-30 minutes. The combined time of all 3 games was 70 minutes. So every single game was ending at 21. Yeah, it was really bad for. And North America in the entire series, their team had as many kills as the European team G2 had in each game.
Oh.
In each game, G2 got more kills on NA than NA got in the entire series.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, it was very. It was just. It was so bad.
I don't want to say embarrassing, but it is.
The thing is, it's embarrassing, but it's also to get there. The North American team, Team Liquid, they beat what is the best team in the world right now, 3-1. So it's kind of it's not like they suck. They still beat the best team, or they beat the reigning world champions. Because I think the European team has a definite shot at being considered the best in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's pretty cool. The only reason I personally was rooting for the European team, because the North American teams. Well, here's why. The North American teams all have imports. None of them are North American players. On Team Liquid, there are 2 North American people who were from North America. It's Double Lift, the AD carry, and then Xmithy, the jungler. Jensen, their mid laner, is from I think he's Danish.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's Danish. And then they have their top laner and their support are both from Korea, and they were both what happened both times is the Impact was the first one. He won the world championship with a Korean team, and then the next season he got bought to go over to North America. And same thing with their support
It's
core
really
JJ.
funny.
Like he won a world championship, and they're like, "Hey, we've got a lot of money. You should come over here." So like both of them were imported from world championship teams, and then Jensen from Europe. So it's kind of like
I guess that's just
they're
how it be
not,
sometimes.
Like they're a North American team, and like they're still like the hometown heroes, but they're not really a North American team. They're 60%. The coach is also, I believe, a Korean coach. So it's kind of like your entire team is imported. So
Yeah.
you're like 2 steps away from me just watching a foreign team. I'd rather watch people from, where I'm from, North America.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So the European team, like G2, they're all 5 of them are just from Europe. I think a lot of them are Spanish or some French, but they're all from like Europe. So that's just kind of, it's nice to be like, these people are from where they're playing for.
Yeah.
But it's just like all professional sports. It's not like LeBron James, he plays in LA, but he's not from LA. That's a bad example because he played in Cleveland for like 10 years and he's from Akron, so bad example.
He made his attempt.
Yeah, I mean, he did a pretty good attempt. But yeah, like a lot of sports players, I mean, Vegas has a hockey team. Like nobody from Vegas plays hockey.
Are you sure? I don't know, man. That sounds like very accurate and very normal.
Yeah, you're right. But no, I mean,
Thanks.
Arizona has a hockey team too. So it's kind of like none of those guys are from Arizona.
Mhm.
You got to suspend it a little bit and say it's just like your hometown. But yeah, so I'm a European fan. Also because I have a terrible sleep schedule, and the European games will usually air when I'm still awake.
Now, Steve, that makes the most sense out of everything you said so far.
It's like, the European games start at like 5 p.m. their time. It'll be like midnight or 1 a.m. Just be like, all right, I'm up. I'll start watching. And then the North American games would be like 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm like, I'm not watching video games at 7 p.m. I'm sleeping usually
Why?
because I wake up at like
Who
10
sleeps?
p.m.
That tracks.
I haven't seen the sun in weeks.
Even right now.
Even right now, because it's 3 in the morning. And
Speaking
I'm
of-
trying to
Yep.
change them, man.
Speaking of not seeing the sun in weeks, this is a good time for us to wrap up this.
Wait,
I was
hold
about
up.
to say this evening.
How is that? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's a bad one.
That was a
Dan,
real bad
Dan, I think
transition.
we should just end the episode. What do you think?
Honestly, Jackson, I feel like we're really getting to the end
But
here.
there's really
We talked
something-
about a lot today.
What is there anything else we should talk about before the episode ends?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, we should probably do some plugs. But also,
How we're all
I've
gonna be at
finally had
Otakon
some
this
time.
summer.
I've finally had some free time lately, and
Just
so
post on
I've
Mindset.
finally started getting back into my audiobooks.
Ooh, audiobooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got them from Audible, where you can get your audiobooks.
I can?
If you go to audibletrial.com/off the air
That's audibletrial.com/off the air.
for your for your first month, and you
month's
get a free book
It's a
token.
free book. Imagine you want to buy a book. You don't have to buy a book. Just use audibletrial.com/off the air. You got a book. Boom.
TBH, like the more I like look at Audible, like this is like not even part of like the read or whatever. This is an actual for real. The more I
I
look
like how
at
you
like
say
the
the
stuff that
read
they
like they
have.
sent us something to say.
Yeah, no, we just
Well,
started.
they have things that they have like if you look it up, they have things that you're supposed to like point out.
Nah.
Like
Oh yeah.
Like, we're probably supposed
We
to point
don't,
out that they
because
have
we
the
don't give a
2
fuck.
Amazon originals you have access to every month along with your token that you get.
See, Jackson knows what's up. Jackson gets it. But yeah, no, like not even part of the ad, like the ad. Like I genuinely like I keep looking at how wide their selection is, and I keep thinking, oh man, I should pick that up. And then I'm out of book tokens for the month, and I'm like, well, on the bright side, I have more books. Like I have more books to get through, but also like I keep considering maybe I should just like throw $20 at them, get some extra tokens,
Yeah,
and
it's
just
crazy.
be happy.
$20 you can get 3 book tokens.
Is that what it is? I know
Yeah.
it's super fucking cheap.
Well, but,
Because
like-
I have not found a book on the site that is more than one that costs more than 1 token. I'm sure they exist. I just haven't found any,
3 tokens.
which is batshit.
Yeah, you could be like, oh, I
I
want
mean,
to buy an
there
audiobook.
are over 180,000 different audiobooks, so
That's a few,
More
and
than
some
I've
of them
read.
are really well narrated. Some of them are not, but some of them are really good.
a friend
Yeah,
of
I don't
mine
know
is in the
because I've
process
been
of
really
reading
trying
his
to
own
get.
book.
Now that I've go for it.
A friend of mine is in the process of reading his own book right now. So as soon as he gets his up on Audible, you better believe I'm going to plug that to death because it's a good book.
Ooh, which friend? If you do, I know them?
You do not.
Whack.
Do I know them?
It's someone. No, you don't either. It's someone I, used
met
to work
2
with
of
at the
Noah's
church.
friends.
You did. Well, you
I-
met one of Noah's friends.
Thank God, because I was going to make fun of the other one. All right, we'll talk about that after the podcast is over.
I want to hear this.
Yo, it's so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, I now that I'm out of college, like I'm trying to find more ways to like kind of expand my like horizons a little bit because I
Yo, bro, just smoke
It's
some
hard-
DMT, bro.
no, but like genuinely I like learning things, and like
You
now
think
that
I
I'm not in
wasn't
college,
being
it's a little bit harder for me to justify like doing online classes and stuff like that, which I could still do, but I really just like I'd rather just find some audiobooks about subjects that I'm interested in and listen to them. So yeah, so if you guys have topics you want to learn about, audibletrial.com/off the air. Get some free stuff, help out the podcast. We appreciate you. If you want to help out the podcast more directly, you can hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/off the air, right?
Indeed.
Right?
Patreon.com/off the air. Facebook.com.
You need to just give us the stupid links.
Excellent.
I'm not even gonna. I have given you the links.
Yeah,
Dan,
you've been giving
have
the
you?
links, Dan.
I have given. They're on the sheet with passwords on it that I gave to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Password
shit,
sheet.
son! Nice.
Anyway,
Now I know. If you want to help out, well, you can go on Patreon. You can help us out directly. Listen, I have this. If you want to help us out in a non-monetary way, you can go on Google or iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. Give us some rates and reviews. That really helps us out. Gets us pushed up a little bit higher. Gets us in front of some more eyeballs. Well, ear holes. Yeah. And then now you can do the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter plugs.
Facebook.com/OTA podcast, Twitter.com/the off the air, and YouTube, which you can find in the show notes or by searching Off the Air Podcast and then one of your favorite episode names. As I mentioned in the last episode, the one that always pops up for me is Dan is a Snitch, because that's one of the ones that I like skipped through to listen to it real quick. I don't even know why. I'm trying to remember why. I think it was
you were
when
trying to verify whether or not Dan was in fact a snitch. Like, I feel like this is...
No, I think it was because I was I think I was trying to find the gin episode.
That's, you know what? That's
and
fair. We
I
need to
skipped through.
Can we just agree that we collectively can do another drunk episode, like as bonus content or something?
Oh, as bonus content, yeah.
Yeah, not in the mainline episode, because oh boy, that has never gone well in a main episode. But as bonus content, where we come in knowing that this is just going to be a wreck, we should do that.
Yeah,
we've actually we shouldn't talk about that now. Never mind. I'll wait. We'll wait till that's like a little bit more established before I talk about that. Never mind.
like how we're going to Otakon.
Well,
That's my favorite Metal Gear
we
Solid
don't know
character.
that because I can't confirm that yet. So maybe don't put that in. Maybe cut that out.
Going. Whether
Have
you
fun.
manage to pull your strings for like lodging or not, irregardless, we are going.
Okay.
We will be a presence at this anime convention.
You people are the worst, and that's okay.
Love you.
Yeah. So that's all stuff. Jackson, do you want to plug where they can find you?
Not really.
So we can get the hell out of here. I got things to do. It's my day off. I need to do
We
things.
all know where to find Jackson as Jacksonium with 2 M's on most social media things. Twitter, Instagram sometimes, Tumblr if you want to have like funny things happen.
Funny things.
Whereas if you want to find Noah, for example, you could find him at Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD, on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram? I don't think you do Instagram. It's just Twitter
yes.
and Twitch.
Yes, I do Instagram.
Nah, you don't do Instagram.
I
That's a
literally
lie. Fake
posted
news.
something like a day ago.
Fake news.
Maybe not a day ago. It was like 3 days ago. It was a clip of me and my brother's new song. Actually, it was the entire
Yeah,
song because
but-
the whole song's like 36 seconds long.
Is that even a song?
It definitely is.
Okay.
Hey,
If you say so, pal.
I'm just saying, if you doubt me, make yourself a better song that's longer than... I think our longest song is 3 minutes, but our average song length is like a minute.
I don't know why you'd put this challenge towards me, because you know that now I've been challenged and now I'm going to have to spend like 3 years of my life figuring out how to do this.
Do something better than this.
I hate you.
It's
I
gonna
hate
be-
you and everything you stand for.
It's going to be so easy to best that. Don't worry. It's literally like you could sneeze at a microphone and probably make it sound better than this.
I'm going to sneeze into a microphone and use that as my beat.
See, my favorite thing about this was a questionably recorded recording through my computer speaker, recorded on my phone, now played from my phone speaker into my microphone. It's like an never-ending loop
If
of
only
degrading quality.
if only you had some kind of way to edit that audio clip into the episode in some way.
No, that would be a conflict of like interests with our artistic vision.
Would it?
It actually would. My brother yelled at me last night for sending him MP3s instead of waves of my voice tracks. And
That is hysterical.
and
Bro, you know what's
and
stupid?
then he's like, well, actually, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's all going to sound like trash anyway. but it would be really funny if someone actually can pick out that the vocal track is lesser quality than the guitars.
That is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
What were you gonna say, Jackson?
I think it's dumb as hell when people will like post altered Twitter posts where they're like, instead of it being by this Twitter user, it's by Captain
Brendan
Marvel.
Urie.
You're like, shut the fuck.
Yeah.
Comedy is dead, and you're killing it.
Comedy's not dead; it just takes on new forms.
No. Whenever I see those posts, it's dead.
That's fair.
Imagine
accept
seeing
that.
something funny on Twitter and being like, you know what I'm going to do instead of credit the two people who had this interaction? I'm going to change their names to Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian. Because wouldn't they say that? And no, they might, but they didn't. Two people did say that are very real that you can credit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They're on the internet. That means they're not real.
That's
I don't know
probably
what you're
true,
talking about. Everyone knows people don't exist on the internet.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.